Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Now today we are going to be talking about F1 testing which concluded on the 14th of March, basically today, at Bahrain. I think on March 28th, if I remember correctly. I will be myself and Lachlan, and maybe Hard as well. We'll be talking about the F1 race as a whole, and maybe also qualifying and maybe practice so basically like a weekend recap. We'll be also talking about F2 as well. Sadly, none of them couldn't make it today, so I'll be the only one basically reviewing the testing results. So we'll first go to day one, and if I try to have a look, so this is the results. So this is the classifications of what happened, and there's maybe a little bit of a theme going on here. So first, Max Verstappen gets the fastest lap with a 1:30.674. Behind him, Lando Norris, Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Antonio Giovinazzi, Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and Lewis Hamilton rounds at the top 10. Then Charles Leclerc, Kimi Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel, Roy Nissany, Nikita Mazepin, Mick Schumacher, and Valtteri Bottas rounding out the field. So a little bit uneventful testing, I'll be honest. I think Verstappen spun out. I don't actually know. But I think he did spin out, and that was also when we got to see the beefy, thick boy Alpine, oh my god, Alpine engine cover. And so we'll be now going out of day one. We can now go to day two. So day two, Valtteri Bottas actually goes quickest. Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, Lando Norris, Antonio Giovinazzi, Charles Leclerc, Nicholas Latifi, Checo Perez, Daniel Ricciardo, and Fernando Alonso rounds out the top 10. Then Yuki Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Carlos Sainz, Nikita Mazepin, Lewis Hamilton, and Sebastian Vettel rounding out the field with only a handful of laps because I think he had a gearing issue, a shifting issue. And there was obviously big ones of drama with Perez's engine cover flying off his Red Bull, which basically shows the engine itself. We now move on to day three, and once again, it was Max Verstappen being the quickest. Behind him, it is Yuki Tsunoda, Carlos Sainz, Kimi Raikkonen, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Daniel Ricciardo, Checo Perez, Fernando Alonso, and Charles Leclerc rounds out the top 10. Then Lando Norris, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Nikita Mazepin, Mick Schumacher, Valtteri Bottas, Sebastian Vettel, and Lance Stroll rounding out their classifications. Now, you see a little bit of a trend here, and that's mainly because of Mercedes. Now, I think in day one of testing, I think Mercedes had a little bit of a shifting issue. Just shifting up, shifting down. I think there was a bit of an issue there. So that really caused them to really just not really do well. Interestingly enough, day two and day three, well, especially day two, Valtteri Bottas went quickest. I think Hamilton spun out into the sand trap. I can't actually remember, but he did spin out then. It just looks like Mercedes is definitely sandbagging. So don't really say like, oh my god, Mercedes is out the throne. Red Bull's gonna take the lead. Blah 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 blah. It's not gonna happen. They did this last year. Actually, no, they didn't do this last year. They did this in 2019. We all thought, oh my god, Ferrari, it looks so good. No, they didn't. They didn't. No, they were shit. So don't really expect Red Bull Racing to dominate that much in this season. If they do dominate, I will freely say I am wrong, and I basically accept accountability, and yeah. So I'm not really expecting Mercedes to basically do this bad. If they do, however, that's gonna be very, very shocking for me. I'll be straightly honest, but it's not even going to happen. So a little bit uneventful testing, which just makes sense. It's preseason testing. On the 26th to the 28th, we'll be talking practice and so basically F1 will start on the 26th of March for FP1. 27th it will be FP2 and FP3. 28th will be the qualifying, and 29th will be the race. If you want a bit of track time, it will be the 26th for FP1 and FP2. 27th will be FP3 and qualifying, and 28th will be the race itself. Now, alongside F1 will be F2. F2 has also done their testing as well, and only when with 11 days left, we also on the 26th to the 28th of March. I don't really okay here. So you can't look you can't really see it there. But so practice and qualifying will be on the Friday and the Saturday, and then the first sprint race will be on the Saturday. Sunday, so both Sundays will have the second sprint race and the feature race. So obviously the feature race will be before F1. The sprint races will just basically just have the order. So we're gonna see how. I guess like we're gonna find out who's really gonna be the best in F1. I think it's mainly gonna be Mercedes. Mercedes, in my opinion, Mercedes. Yes, they don't really look strong in testing, but they sandbag very often. So I won't be surprised if Hamilton fucking smokes the whole field. But yeah, F1 has, I guess, officially started. Well, it will officially start on the 26th to 28th of March, and then we'll obviously wait for there. It looks like there won't be a lot of changes in the schedule. I don't know if fans are still going to be there. I think fans will be in Bahrain, for F1, and I also think for F2. If I want to quickly talk about F3 for a second before I end the video. F3, I think they will start. They're going to start in Barcelona, Spain. So that'll be the 7th to the 9th of May. Oh god, that's going to be a very, very long time. That's like almost like 3 months already gone for F3. So if you're an F3 fan, you may need to wait lot longer compared to F2, which will start on the 26th, which is gonna be great. I'll be honest. So their next race, F2's next race will be at Monaco, then Baku, Silverstone, Monza, Sochi, Jeddah, which is very interesting, and Yas Marina. For F3, it will be like Castellet in France, so Paul Ricard, Spielberg, Budapest, Spa, Zandvoort, very interestingly, and then the season will end at Austin. Just very, very interesting, I'll be honest. So that is really it. That's kind of just like a quick recap of the schedule and also testing results for F1 mainly. So I'll see you then at Bahrain.